Our approach is when someone comes to you and says, this is what I want or need, is trying to really understand what's appropriate.
Okay.
Do they truly need it? So system setup and acoustic treatments much of the time, or somebody goes through the list of what they have. The approach is generally trying to identify what somebody needs, but also what they want, satiate both of those, and do it in an efficient, honest manner.
Maybe expand on the philosophy a little bit. Like how do you approach like a new customer system? What's the process look like?
Our approach is when someone comes to you and says, this is what I want or need, is trying to really understand what's appropriate.
Okay.
Do they truly need it?
Right.
And we've talked ourselves out of plenty of sales because they'll go, well, what's your current situation? Oh, I've got a room that's 28 by 39 with a 12-foot ceiling, and I have these components and speakers. And I go, okay, well, tell me, what have you done to your room? And there's dead silence.
Yeah.
And they're like, so what are you doing? It doesn't sound good. Okay, well, I actually think you have the right components and speakers, but I think we need to take care of the room. And, you do that or just go over and set it up properly. Sometimes you find, oh, this was wired out of phase or something. And so system setup and acoustic treatments much of the time, or somebody goes through the list of what they have. The approach is generally trying to identify what somebody needs, but also what they want, satiate both of those, and do it in an efficient, honest manner. We don't ever try to upsell people.
Imagine that.
Big on home theater, 2-channel media rooms, home automation systems, smart ecosystems, and really try to make room shine. Being that in most rooms, they're responsible for 80% of perceived sound in them is coming from the room, and 10% from the speaker, and then the remainder is your components and stuff. So we really focus on modeling rooms and coming up with an acoustic treatment plan that's appropriate to that given environment, and then integrating good components and speakers and stuff in them. So we carry a lot of great lines, and that's what we do.
That must be a bit of a challenge where, decor is
important,
paramount. So how do you manage that? Like what do you bring to the table, like to treat a room that may be an open floor plan?
I want the room to sound better, but I don't want to see the treatment. So say, for example, somebody had some nice built-in bookcases on the side of their fireplace. We'd pull the shelves out of it, take the back off of it, install acoustic treatments in there, and then put some type of covering, fabric, or whatever it may be, over it, and then put their shelves back into it. So you're not seeing them, but you're gaining the benefit of it.
Very nice.
Just as one example,
Okay. So how did you make it sound so good in such a small amount of time?
Well, first, thanks for the comment that it does sound so good. That's the concern here is we have one of the smallest rooms at the show. It was a challenge. So in going through, we took the room dimensions, we modeled it out. We have a fairly good sense as to where we're going to have modal issues, and then oftentimes we build our own acoustic treatments for that specific situation and application to address those. Where do the speakers go in relation to seating position, picking the right speakers with the right dispersion pattern, and then
for the room that they're in.
Correct, because it is different. You could have a speaker that's a great speaker, but maybe it's a little hot at 56 hertz, and you go through the room and you go, I have a room mode there. May not be your speaker for that specific room. The rest of it is just basically how do we integrate something so that we can get our Atmos channels in there. And if you've seen the previous videos or been to Florida, you see that we're willing to destroy ceilings to get stuff up in there. And we fix them afterwards. And drill holes
send me the bill.
Wall to get more power. And this one, we made a little tiki hut to get acoustic treatments and stuff. But that was it. It's a very small space, so we only did one row of seating. And then we're using various contraptions in here outside of their intended purpose to hold speakers to get them where we wanted them.
I will say it sounded theatrical. I mean, it sounded cinematic and in such a small hotel room. So when customers come to you, do they generally just look to you for guidance on what kind of stuff to put in, or do they come in with some preferences? What your typical customer, how do they come to you? And where does it go from there?
Because it can actually go both ways. For example, I'll show you. This guy literally just walked up to me and he goes, John, I have a diagram I want to talk to you about because here's my room and this is what I have and this is the shape, and it's a nightmare because it's 20 by 20 by 10 and here's my placement. Can you help me? And I said, yeah, we're going to change the shape of your room.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it depends where you start in the equation. Some people, I want to build an addition and this is what I want to do.
Oh, you're starting from scratch. And,
Other people already have everything they want to stick in there, and they just need acoustic treatments or clean power. And then sometimes
so you work with either scenario.
Could be either end, and any budget. You know, we did the no-cost Alcons Theater at CAF, which Sound and Vision said it was the best theater experience they've had. But we also have stuff that's scalable, and people that come to us that just want a flat panel TV.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We'll help anyone.
So, see, you won't say no to anybody.
Correct.
I have absolute confidence in DreamScapes' ability to build a theater. Every room that we go into when we go to these shows, I mean, these are less than ideal conditions.
Yeah, for sure. Hotel rooms.
Yes, one of the theaters that he built, one of the walls, you wouldn't know it when it was done, but one wall was entirely glass.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, and it sounded amazing. It won Best in Show. Because DreamScapes has the ability, it's amazing in a short period of time, the way they can design a theater. They come in, they measure the room, they build the appropriate acoustic treatments, and in a day, they're able to assemble a theater that, with that same equipment, sounds better than some permanent showrooms that I've seen before. So it's really amazing what they can do.
DreamScapes AV, we started off out of upstate New York about 3 years ago.
Syracuse, right?
Correct, just outside of Syracuse.
Okay.
Now we're working on a showroom in Dunedin, Florida. And we also have a residential showroom in Palm Harbor there.
Okay.
And then we're also going to be soon starting one in Napa.
But your
We'll go
clients
anywhere.
are all over, right?
And we love traveling.
Yeah.
There's good food everywhere, so we'll
Sure.
go.